Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our post-game men's volleyball press conference. We'll start the press conference with an opening statement from head coach Alan Knipe, and we'll open it up to questions from the media for coach, as well as players Simon Torwey, Mason Briggs, and Aiden Knipe.
Yeah, we played these guys back-to-back nights, which is something that we're going to have to do a lot in the Big West. So for us, a big challenge is the second night will always be some slight adjustments by both teams. And obviously the scoreboard starts 0-0 again, and being able to come back with a nice response, not just a response if maybe lost the match or you didn't like how you played. So I really liked the way we started the match on the block and defense side and the offense side. I don't like as much as the way we started the match on the serving side, but I thought that settled down as the match went on. I was really impressed with the adjustment our passers made tonight. I thought significantly better job by all three of our main passers. Mason obviously is the captain, leads that group, and I thought he did a great job. The way we set up to receive serve, significantly better than last night, which, allowed Aiden to run another really, really good offense. Hitting 500 as a team is really difficult to do. So super impressive, everybody involved, and really balanced offense. We hit a really big number in trans too. So I think that the work that we were able to put in the last few days really paid off. We have a bye weekend next weekend, so it comes at a really good time with some guys that could use a few days of not jumping, and then it gives me a few extra days in the preparation for our next match, but a few days this week to really focus in on some things that really need some of our attention, so that we can get a little bit better by the next time we get out here. But all in all, like I said, offensively we're good. Another night of blocking 13 balls and in 3 sets is a big number, and Simon's a huge part of our blocking success, and had another great night, as did Spencer, and I thought Shane was exceptional as well.
Coach, obviously you alluded to the fact that this was the second night you played NJIT, second straight night you've played NJIT. What did you like in this match as opposed to the previous match, as this one was fairly cleaner than the previous match?
To be honest with you, I think that a lot of it had kind of the same feels for me. I thought we were really good offensively both nights. Tonight we were cleaner in serve receive, so Aiden was a lot closer to the net and in what we call perfect and good pass situation, and we were able to do some things offensively a little cleaner tonight. Last night was, even though we hit a really big number, we were in medium system a lot more than we were tonight. The impressive part is both nights we ended up hitting roughly about the same number, which means what we're working on in the gym is transferring into our competition. So, it's like anything. Once you work on some things, you get better at it, and you don't get to work on everything as much as you want at this time of the season, or you'll have your guys jumping too much in practice. So when you get a little bit better in one area and maybe you don't have as much focus in one, you wish you could work on that, and you kind of bounce back and forth. But that's what I'm hoping about the next couple of days, is that, or the next 2 weeks, is that we can clean some of that stuff up and kind of bring all the blocking and the serving that we had early in the season together with what we've been able to do offensive lately, and really start to put it all together as we move into conference.
Prior to these 2 back-to-back games against NJIT, you guys unfortunately lost at UCLA back-to-back. But what does a back-to-back win like this do to a team morale-wise, coming off of back-to-back losses to a much obviously bigger school?
Yeah. Well, you played the teams that are in front of you. NJIT is a really well-coached team with a lot of international players that have some good experience. We don't get caught up in the names on the jersey. That's exciting for lots of people that came into the games maybe last week. But for us, the most important thing is how we played. We had our toughest match in years on Thursday night of last week. And I thought our guys were exceptional with their response in the 24 hours, because we were in almost every statistical area we played. We won the statistical areas last week on Friday. We just didn't execute on a few plays, and that's the difference of a 25-23. It's a big thing, and the challenge for our guys was to make sure that we play one way. We stress it all the time. and you want to learn that even from wins. But sometimes the loss will force that into you, that you have to play the way that we want to play. We call it, the LB grid of 23, this year's version. And that's what I'm most happy with about these back-to-back wins here, is that, yeah, there were some areas that at times we didn't like this or that, but for the most part, we played really well on both sides of the ball for 6 sets. And that's improvement. And that's coming off. That's what you do coming off a match that you didn't like, whether you won or lost it.
Yeah, so like going off of the defense, back-to-back nights for Sodas where he leads the team in digs. What's it kind of having that addition to the team? Obviously not only relying on Mason to play defense, but you got another player stepping up every night.
Yeah, it's weird how that happens in the sense of Mason doesn't lead us in digs. We're so used to seeing that, right? And for whatever reason, when you're blocking, when you block 26 balls in 2 nights, it ended up being a lot of the balls that would be in Mason's zone were being blocked. And for whatever reason, Soda's had a lot of opportunities, but he's a tremendous defensive player, in his own right. So yeah, we're really fortunate. I thought Aiden's defense was great this weekend, and I thought Spencer played great defense tonight. And yeah, if we feel like all the guys on the court should be able to dig balls for us, right? Okay.
And then Mason, obviously you haven't been ultimately 100%. How are you feeling right now? And do you think you're feeling the best you've felt all season, or have you yet to pretty much reach your final form?
I just answer that with Coach talks about all the time of being 100% of whatever you are, and that's basically what I've been this entire season and the past week, and that's what I'll be going into the future and these matches coming up before Big West and into the Big West.
Aiden, you had an efficient night, going 32 assists on 47 total attempts. How much easier does it make your job when you have guys like Simon up in the front, because you can just lob it up to? And then, Simon, how easy is it for you on the offensive end when you have guys like Aiden that can just set up shots for you basically on a silver platter like that?
Well, all the weapons I have, front row and back row offensively, free me up a lot to run kind of whatever offense I want. It takes a lot of stress off my shoulders to feel like I need to be perfect, but it doesn't just come down to the front row guys. Our passing is lights out, and it has been lights out for the vast majority of the season, so a big credit to those guys.
Yeah, I'll double down actually. So passing is awesome, and if the passing is like it has been today, it frees Aiden up a lot. He can set whatever he wants basically, and then it doesn't really matter if it's me that kills the ball or Shane or someone else. It basically comes down to giving credit to the passers, to the setters, and understanding that it's all a well-oiled machine. It's a lot of trust that we build in practice over months in the fall. And you can see that in games and when things just work out and it looks so perfect, but there's a lot of work that went into it. And yeah, we can be really proud of how that works.
And then, Coach, obviously the bye is pretty much here. Obviously, there won't be any matches to be played. Will there be like this little void of not having any matches, like a little itch that needs to be scratched? Or is this obviously this time where you need to like have this breather where you need to get off your feet and just like take a breath and anticipate Ball State coming up, who obviously has had a little ups and downs?
Well, the answer is kind of both, right? It's my job to make sure our team's prepared for matches, and that means tactically and technically, but also physically and emotionally and mentally at the course of a season. So it'll be a balance. We want to make sure that we can get our legs back underneath us for some guys and maybe backs and some other things that are going on. At the same time, we will make sure the week is set up that we will have a competitive game-like approach to the end of our week, of our practice. And then we'll get back into the rhythm of next week after the weekend off and start our week again on Monday. So, and that's for me and my staff to figure out the right way to do that. But we will get to the end of the week and we will compete like we're playing a match. We won't have fans in the gym. And so if we do it right, I'll take care of both of those.
Aiden, huge night setting the last night and this night and tonight. Hit 441 last night as a team, 500 tonight. What's been working for you, and what's kind of allowed you to get out there and just freely pass the ball the way you've been doing?
like I said earlier, it's our passing. Our passing has been unbelievable all season, and it allows me to run the offense I want to run and really set anyone at any time. And then again, like I said earlier, having guys like Simon and Shane in the middle that we've been pumping this year have been really good. And when we get them a lot of attempts, it frees up our pins. So, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.